contesting for the post of Student General Secretary in IT Madras. My vision is to make IT Madras secure and student-friendly campus and reform the current decision and policy making system in the campus. My vision is to make the IT Madras secure and student-friendly and reform the current decision-making and policy-making system in the campus. I would like to take my initiatives and reforms categories-wise, and also I would like to concentrate on the students' affairs. My first initiative is IITM map. I want to make this IITM map. Right now, how many of you know that we have an official IT Madras app? Okay, what all the information does it give? So, I want to reform the current app to have a personalized notification system and make it a one-stop solution for any activity. So, and it will be used to take the feedback regarding any policy or any decision being made. So, it will be efficient in taking the feedback. So, the UI of the app look like this. The IITM app will have all the features and it will have a page for each executive and secretary, so that all the clubs under him come into it. Already we have the Litsoc and TechSoc, but it generally gives information regarding all the club activities. Say when you take SGS, there are 10 bodies under him. AML, IWIL, Colloquium, SNET, DMC, IT for Society, and Institute Facilities, WebOps, Design and PR. So what are the activities each club doing? You can see in that particular executive member page, and it will have a personalized notification system where you will get notifications regarding particular event or workshop. My next initiative is business club under ESEL. So this business club will be having the different sectors like finance, marketing, consultancy. Right now we don't have any consultancy or marketing club in the institute. It will be a platform where all the sectors come together, and it will be a synergic platform with the startups. So whoever want the freelancers to have, if the startups want to hire freelancers, it will be the platform. So in collaboration with EML, Business Club will conduct entrepreneur lecture series. And say, suppose Ratan Tata comes to IT Madras for an EML. He go to the B Club, he will give all his ideas and he will mentor the startups. Then there will be a day out program with the startup Janta, and the few Janta will be selected particularly for the day out programs. Yeah. Currently, if you want to know about the electives, whom will you go? Whom will you contact? Website. Only few PCs and few seniors use ideas. But current SGS and Academic Affairs Secretary working on a portal called Post Review. Me and the next SGS and the next Academic Affairs Secretary will be launching the Post Review portal, where you will get the feedback regarding all the courses, and the current batch students will give the feedback. So, and it will be moderated by the branch counselors. So at the end of the day, you will get a perfect feedback regarding the course. You can explore all the courses from the most peaceful to the most painful ones, and it will help you to cope up with those courses. And when it comes to the Acadbuddy is a program under MIT. It will be under Sati from the next year. So it is only for the first years right now. So it will be expanded to all the undergraduate programs, so that the second year, third year, and fourth year students can seek the help of DS and Acadbuddies to improve their academic performances. Yeah. Next, I want to reform the campus transport system. How many of you feel that the buses are completely crowded and transport system is not efficient? Yeah. So, in peak hours, mainly the buses are completely crowded. So, I am proposing for alternate routes, which are for powered vehicles via CLT, and special buses only during peak, and separate buses for the school students. Right now, the bus takes 30 minutes to complete one cycle. With the new bus route, it will take only 10 minutes to complete the cycle, and the powered vehicles will be moving via CLT. The hostel to ESP road will be completely crowded with the traffic of cyclists and pedestrians, and the powered vehicles will move through another route. So there won't be any accidents. The incidents which happened till now, we are taking all the preventive measures to control these activities. And when it comes to the cycle transport system, till now the secretary is proposed for cycle sharing system and it is not in place. I am coming up with hostel cycle pooling system where unclaimed cycles in the hostels will be repaired with hostel corpus funds, or if the council approves, then through the GVM. So these cycles will be repaired and kept at the security. Security will issue the cycle and again you will come back to the same hostel, so you can park the cycle there and take your ID card back. And my other initiative is old cycle sales. Till now, last year or before last year, there was one old cycle sale across the institute. Right now, it is happening in the hostels, but none of the hostels, only few hostels maintain this. So I want to conduct old cycle sale across the institute. So next I'm coming to the security reforms. Right now our security is working well, but it's not efficient. So I am coming up with the initiative of digitizing the current security system. So once we digitize the current security system, we will online gate pass system where the person who wants to enter into the IIT Madras, he has to give his details and the details of the visitor whom he is going to meet. With the data we have at the gate, we will check, we will verify the data. If it is valid data, then only we will allow the person to come in. And to have, I will propose for even speed lighting in the across the campus in academic zone and hostel zone especially, and awareness about C-cash and which you have for security. Next, I am coming to the SGS bodies. Under current SGS, the SGS bodies work well and few bodies were not completely active throughout the year. So I would like to mainly focus on few bodies. I am proposing a new team called Quick Response Team. Quick Response Team will have 3 units. First unit is Prakriti, which will be working in collaboration with the Prakriti, the institute body. The next unit will be the night patrolling unit, where the security personnel will be scrutinized by the current Dean, CSO and SGS. So we will make the night patrolling unit very efficient so that there won't be any incidents in the campus. And the next unit in purity is emergency. Right now, if there is any electric short circuit in the hostel or some first aid required, the current security personnel and the secretaries are not much efficient in handling these emergency complaints. So the assistant wardens, the assistant wardens will be trained and they will be given all the, they will handle all the emergency. Next, I am coming for colloquium, where right now how many times your general secretary or the councillors came to you to take your opinion. So I want to reform the current decision-making system so that the hostel legislator, department legislator, research legislator comes to you to take your opinion, make a report and present it to SAC. So from SAC it will go to the colloquium and other debating platforms where we will have the data on one side and the discussions from the student body. So now any policy made will be your policy rather than the SAC councillor's policy or administration policy. And I would like to concentrate on the I-Will. With the help of Rotary Club, we will get more funds and we will conduct more workshops in the villages, and I would like to promote handicrafts in the institute.
Harsha, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Good evening, friends. I'm Purab Jain. I'm a 4th year chemical engineering student from Namada Hostel, and I'm contesting for the post of student general secretary IIT Madras this year. As a general secretary, I envisage IIT Madras as a campus where all the problems faced by entire student community shall be tackled efficiently, and thereby making our campus safer, more inclusive and more accessible. For achieving this, I have divided my manifesto into 4 parts. We'll be going through each part one by one. So let's start with digitalization. IITM Essentials. An institute mobile application called IITM Essential will be launched this year, which will be having various features like centralized complaint system with status tracking, daily mess review system, online calendar where there will be details about all the events happening around campus, and there will be filters so that you can choose which events you want in your calendar, which events you don't want. Then bus tracking system, which is already in place, it will also be included in this app. Next thing is consolidated student profile. This profile will contain the information, basic information of all the students along with the things they have done in history, like their PORs and all, and it will be verified officially. Then you might be surprised to hear, but according to the RTI filed by Push Tripathi this year, we came to know that every day 2,600 vehicles enter and exit our campus approximately. So with present handwritten token system, it's not at all feasible to keep track on these many vehicles. Therefore, digital vehicle monitoring system will be introduced this year so that we can have this record in digital format and we can analyze them according to our needs. Along with these, speed cameras will be installed in various places in the institute, and these cameras will be linked to digital systems so that security guards can take actions when and where needed. Now coming to cleanliness and sustainability. Now why do we need cleanliness and sustainability? Answer is very simple, because we are from IIT Madras. It's a world-renowned university and we have to keep up to that name. So for that, e-waste management system for hostel zone will be introduced. Right now, we don't have e-waste management system, and we all should agree with the fact that a lot of e-waste is generated in our hostel zone. So basically, the running e-waste management system in academic zone will be extended for hostel zone, so that we can have our campus move. Then external main switches will be provided outside every room to save electricity. Toilets will be set up at all institute gates for greater convenience of students. Then cleanliness drives shall be organized at institute level throughout the semester, and various measures will be taken to ensure maximum participation from students. Now coming to health, safety and sensitization. First is security initiatives. We have got a lot of, I've got a lot of feedback from students about security. So for that, I have proposed few points in my manifesto, like installation of CCTV cameras at isolated spaces, then having a strict background check for security guards before recruitment. Then there was this Vidyu app which was launched 2 years back by Aditya Bharadwaj in his tenure. But most of us are not aware about that Vidyu app. Using that app, you can send your GPS location to CSO at the time of emergency. So this app will be publicized well so that we have better security in our campus for all students. Then online counseling. We all know that we have telephonic counseling and personal counseling option available, which is done by Medhall and Library. In addition to that, online counseling will be introduced this year. One more feature of this online counseling is that students can approach to these counselors for career guides too. And coming to informal sessions. By informal sessions, I mean there will be sessions and activities organized by professors with the help of professors to promote healthy interaction between students and faculty. Then we all know how much we are paid by mosquitoes in our campus. So to tackle that problem, mosquito repellent plants will be put in and around hostel. Now coming to general facilities and services. At the start and end of every semester, institute buses shall be made available to shuttle students to and from railway stations, airport, bus stands for free of cost. Along with these buses, taxis and discounted rates shall also be made available for same purpose. Then again there was this feedback portal which was launched 2 years back by Aditya Bharadwaj, but right now we are not getting many complaints. Last complaint we got was on Independence Day last year, so it will be revived again. Then, as Sri Harsha just said, I have 10 teams under SGS. So, in addition to that, a sponsor team will be added to bring sponsors for SGSC events like EML, IDO Society lectures and all, so that we can conduct these events at much larger scale than we are conducting right now. Then, academic zone eateries. Night canteens and vending machines shall be installed across academic zone. Now, youth cycle sale. At the time of institute freshman orientation session, right now we only conduct youth cycle sale. So at that time, youth cycle sale shall also be conducted so that students have the option to buy cheaper. First floor at Quark, right now it's not being used for any purpose. So it will be revamped into hangout cum meeting room. And by purpose, I mean official purpose. So it will be defined as hangout cum meeting room. And it will be named as the hub. Then basic facilities such as tailoring and ironing will be introduced for hostel areas. And second-hand book fair shall be organized throughout semester for students who are interested in buying second-hand books or for those who are interested in selling their old textbooks, etc. Now coming to my relevant credentials, I was General Secretary of Namada in academic year 2014-2015. I was part of facilities team of Shastra for 3 years as a volunteer, as a coord and as a strategist. Thank you.
So this question is for the both of you. So there have been a lot of protests inside IITM since a long time, but of late there has been a lot of protests against these protests. So will you support or sponsor legislation that prevents disruptive or noisy protests inside IITM? This is for both of you.
Can you repeat your last line?
So will you support or, guys please, will you support or sponsor legislation that prevents disruptive or noisy protests inside IITM?
Purab, would you like to take it?
Sure. See, like, first of all, I would like to remind you guys that SGS is an executive body and there is a legislation body. So, as per executive body, we are supposed to execute all the plans made, all the rules made by legislative bodies. So if there is decision taken by legislative body on this section, then as a SGS we are supposed to execute it properly and we are not supposed to question it.
Already the current SAC is taking a survey.
Guys, calm down.
The current SAC is taking a survey.
I'll have to forcibly, just wait on. I'll have to forcibly remove people who speak while the candidate is speaking. I'm not kidding.
Why these guys were speaking when he was...
Nobody.
Hey, nobody.
Guys, that is not acceptable. Do you want?
So you have to stop that time.
I stopped that also. Please sit down. Please speak.
Yeah. The current SAC took a decision to have a survey from the student body, and I will be waiting for that. And as in, if I am the next SCS, I will take a undertaking from each body who want to conduct protests, and if they violate all the norms, then they will be removed from their independent student bodies.
This question is for the both of you. Wi-Fi at public places wasn't implemented over the past 2 years. How do you think the same can be taken up in a different way so that you are able to implement it? So this is for both of you.
Okay. Yes. The current SGS and the team is working on the tender process. I am expecting that in the current tenure itself we will get Wi-Fi. If not, I am already a tender member for mess and general facilities. I can work on it and I can make sure that you will get Wi-Fi within the first semester of next year.
As far as my knowledge is concerned, as I've talked to Anand Babu and Dhiresh, they have already said the tender is out. If it's not out, then as a Jansec, I'll be making that happen. That's it.
This question is also for both of you. Why is it that non-vegetarian options in the mess and canteens are limited to chicken? Will it be possible to introduce fish and mutton in the mess halls? This is for both of you.
Okay. When you take the fish and mutton, the food poison levels are very high. As a tender committee member, I know what are the precautions we have to take when you take non-veg, particularly in the messes. When it comes to the chicken, the food poison cases are very less. And when it comes to the fish and mutton, we will take the student feedback and we will go for it. Currently, the number of extras are very high, and if still students want more, then we can go based on the students' feedback.
According to about the menu of mess, I would like to this menu basically it's already there in MOU signed by caterers. And last year, as far as I am concerned, none of the students representatives were there by making that menu. CCW has its own team and they have finalized the menu, right?
Excuse me, I am a tender committee member and GSP members are included in it.
Wait for him to complete. Yeah, please continue.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, please continue.
Okay, so basically this year they are already trying hard to get a students representative inside the team for deciding menu. And as far as like the addition of menu is concerned, there will definitely be a feedback form shared so that we can find out what's the most popularized dish and we can try to implement it in our menu.
Included in
Yes,
QR.
it's not the institute body, it is a student body.
Let me complete the question. So you had mentioned that Prakriti will be included in QRT. So how do you plan to go about it, given that Prakriti has not coordinated with any other body over the past couple of years?
Exactly. What I am saying is the Prakriti, what I am having in QRT is not the institute body. It is a student body which works for the wildlife care. Who have knowledge in wildlife care, they will be taken for these positions and we will be working in collaboration with the Prakriti Institute body.
This question is also for both of you. Both of you have introduced some kind of app in your manifestos, right? So how do you plan to make it different than the current IITM application that exists? And what will you do different to get more people to download the app?
So, I am not creating a new app. I am revamping the current existing app. Already the Institute mobile application team is working on this app. They are working for the feedback system in this app. But I am adding new features for it. Personalized notification system and one-stop solution for any activity. So, it will have pages for each and every executive wing member and all the clubs under it. It will have the LitSoc and TechSoc clubs and their activities. Already we have LitSoc and TechSoc apps. It will give explicit details. And when it comes to the personalized notification system, right now if some person forgot about a lecture, he has to go to mail and check all the details. So once we have this personalized notification system, once he subscribe, he will get notification in his desired genres. I have already talked with the current MobOps team. They are ready to work for it. It will happen within 4 months. It will happen within 4 months and UI is also ready.
Please don't whistle. That guy in the... Please don't whistle. Yeah, please.
About my app, which I have already told you guys, IITM Essentials. I'll be outsourcing it because I am planning to have only one mobile app for complete institute. We don't want these many apps. One main thing we have to consider while coming up with a mobile app is its maintenance part. So for maintenance, it would be more convenient if we outsource it because there will be professional people who will be handling the app. And coming to the features, new features, as I have mentioned in my manifesto, it will be having centralized complaint system with status tracking. There will be daily based review system. There will be online calendar. There will be customized timetable. There will be academic calendar, and there will be many more features like game radar and all.
What is your groundwork behind the e-waste management system in the hostel zone? How much e-waste is generated usually and what exactly do you plan to do about it?
About how much e-waste is generated, I believe that e-waste is generated in every single room. By e-waste I mean mobile accessories which are not working, dead mobiles, dead laptop accessories, laptop batteries and all, those all comes under e-waste and we don't have a system to dispose it. Then
just check whoever is shouting. Tell us. We'll have to remove you. There's no other option. Please don't shout. Continue.
Then coming to the part of groundwork, I've talked to HOD in few departments. I came to know that they already have an e-waste management system in academics where they are supposed to collect e-waste at one place and then ozone people come collect and then they treat it. So I've talked to dean students about it. these students have already told me that we'll be adding this clause and we'll be adding increasing this facility to hostel zone. And I've talked to ozone people, even they are willing to take this off. What we have to do is we just have to add one dustbin where we can collect all the e-waste, then ozone people will be again collecting it and disposing it just like academic area.
You talked with the students, did you talk with SGS about e-waste?
Sorry?
Did you talk with SGS about e-waste? There is a team called SNET under SGS whose primary duty is sustainability and cleanliness in the campus. All the e-drives will be done by the SNET team. Current year the SNET team is not active. So there is no need for special team.
Okay, so as Shri Harsha said, the current SNET team was not active. So what are we supposed to wait for 1 year with all the e-waste generated in our room and set?
We'll move on to introductory questions, then you can ask each other questions. Okay.
This question is for both of you. So I think you would know that Sati is a newly formed body, and it's been a year. After that huge suicides, that there's a lot of discussion on mental health and related issues in the campus. So none of your manifestos, there is nothing about Sati, or there is nothing about what initiatives that you are planning for the student community in this regard. So can I?
Okay. See, like in my manifesto, I clearly have a topic complete: health, safety, and sensitization, in which health includes mental health as well as physical health. So for mental health, I've proposed 2 points. That is online counseling, because I feel that right now telephonic counseling option and personal counseling option available we do have with us, but students are not turning up for these counseling sessions. That's the feedback I've got from Medall also. So therefore online counseling will be introduced so that students can comfortably sit in their room and chat with counselors without revealing their identities. So that fear of revealing their identity will be gone with online counseling.
Already on the MIT website, so they can still go and log in and confidentially speak to the MIT advisor or the counselors from there.
See, I've talked to the head of MIT team, that is Dean Students, and we'll be having professional counselors, which is I've contacted Your Dost company. They have professional counselors. They are working in IIT Guwahati, and we'll be having it in IIT Madras just like we have Medall, because it's a very sensitive topic and we need professional counselors for this to deal with this. Online counseling. Just a second, I have to add one more point. Okay. And like apart from this online counseling thing, I have also proposed another point to deal with mental health. Like this year, mental stress monitoring committee was set under SAC, and I've talked to them. So I came to know that another reason for these incidents are academic stress. So deal with this academic stress to a certain extent. I've planned to organize informal sessions with professors and students to promote healthy interaction between them.
When it comes to the counseling, the Sati is a new team which came up with very good proactive measures. Already the online counseling has been put up by the Sati to the director and it will be implemented. So there is no need for redundancy in my manifesto. When it comes to the academic stress, as Purab pointed out, one of the reasons is academic stress. That's why I am expanding the academy to all the undergraduate programs so that whoever feeling the academic stress, they can seek the help of acad buddies and improve their academic performances.
My next question is to Purab. So if I see your manifesto, there are a few points like consolidated profile, female students in Himalaya, and feedback portal. All these points are already there. So the WebOps team has already come up with Profile Plus, and girl students are allowed to dine in Himalaya mess on request basis. And yeah, the feedback portal is already there, and it's in my signature always in all the mails I send. So I think you've put it up again. Can you just explain?
Yeah, about this consolidated student profile, even the aspiring academic affairs secretary Saket Siva, he is also trying to come up with this profile. We are concentrating on the verification part, where if students can put anything, so we'll be verifying it. So that's why I've added it in my manifesto. Then coming to female students dining at any of the messes, so they are definitely allowed, but not online. They have to write an application to CCW.
Not necessarily. They can still send a mail and get in.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, let me explain. To clear it out, the problem with having them register during put up choices was it's a logistic issue, because you have to separate girls and boys and then a lot. So there was a logistic problem there. So that's why they said they'll not allow them during the registration, but then they can still send a mail to CCW and get done with it. So it's not a big process.
I have talked to Dean students and CCW about it. I did a survey, I convinced them this time to give them the option at the time of online registration itself. So that's why I have included in my manifesto. Then coming to feedback portal.
Just a follow-up question.
Okay. Then coming to feedback portal, I have clearly, while I was explaining my feedback portal point, I have already said that it's running. It was launched 2 years back by Aditya Bharadwaj, but the last complaint we got was on 15th August 2015. So the thing is, people are not using it, even though we have the facility where they can directly complain anything. And it brings transparency and accountability in our system. So that was my point about that. It will be revived, it will be publicized well, so that students again start using it.
Getting access to Himalayas. When me and Dhiresh had a meeting couple of days back with the CCW chairman, we sat down and tried to sort out these logistic issues, but we couldn't sort out this, and we finally, that's why giving it online will not be possible. That's what CCW chairman told a couple of days back. So when did this discussion happen, or on what basis did the CCW chairman agree to this, the fact that it can be allowed online? Because of all these logistic issues, only the last mail was sent stating that girl students will be allowed to dine in Himalayas mess.
Okay. See, basically what I did was I did a survey where sample space was 100 girls, and they were asked few questions. So I took these survey to Dean students, and I talked to them that, sir, if they are willing to dine at a Himalaya, then why shouldn't we give them the option? About this logistic, what I was told by Dean students and CCW was that we have to fulfill that minimum requirement of female students in Vindhya in North India and South India. So according to that survey, it was made clear that not many girls are interested in dining in Himalaya. The minimum number will always be fulfilled. So that's why.
This is regarding the mosquito repellent plans point that you put in your manifesto. Can you explain the groundwork that has gone into it? Can you explain the groundwork that has gone into it?
The mosquito repellent plans.
Why do you think it's feasible?
See, again, this initiative was of Aditya Bharadwaj 2 years back. He planted these plants at Gurna, and I have talked to him. He said the plants are effective if we plant it at bulk. Then I went to horticulture department. I have talked to that senior health officer, and I have told him about this idea, and he said that even Dean was planning to plant these things in admin block themselves. So I asked him that can we extend it to coastal zone because we'll be needing it at bulk. So he said that the marigold plant, they are very cheap, so we can definitely go for bulk.
I was there when Kusi put the point in his manifesto, and at that point of time, we thought it was feasible too. But over the next year, what we realized that we would eat these plants. So in in that case, the problem is that nearly meeting these plans, it interferes with the national ecosystem of the institute. So what kind of groundwork have you done apart from just technical feasibility? Like what kind of long-term impacts are you looking?
Okay, see, what Dheeraj came up was, Dheeraj no? Anand, see, he came up with catnip plant, which was planted in Guru Nanak and that was being eaten by deers, right? So he only suggested about the marigold plant, which was implemented in Guru and it wasn't being eaten up by deers and all. So we can go for that plant, it's way cheaper.
So you said old cycles will be pooled in the hostel. So have you worked on a budget and can you explain more about that?
When you take one cycle and have all the maintenance and repairing it, it costs 1,000 rupees throughout the year. And when you take 20 cycles, a hostel, it needs 20,000. 20,000 is very least amount when it comes to the hostel corpus, and it is used throughout the year. So if the council approves, they can put it in the GPM also. Once we have expand this to the all hostels, right now we have 20 hostels in IIT Madras, and once we expand it to all the hostels, 400 cycles in a year, after 1 year we can get it to the central place where the cycle sharing system is coming into the place. I have worked to the ground level till now why the cycle sharing system is not in place. So once we have the hostel cycle pooling system, then we can have the cycle sharing system.
My follow-up question to you is, the problem with the cycle sharing system was not about repairing or maintaining the cost. Not the cost. The vendor who we are in touch with said he'll give the cycles for free. All he needed was 3 people and a manager whose expenses or whose salary would come around to be 60k. And when the survey was done in a year and a half back, they realized that they will not be making 60k per month. So in which case they said we need more amount of funding that has to go in, and that is why the entire project of cycle sharing system is at standstill, and it has been failed in IISc Bangalore as well. So having said that, this is something similar, but do you think whatever that 20,000 that you said is good enough an investment to repair 20 cycles and keep it in the hostel? Because if it's not my cycle, I would probably take it and keep it somewhere else. And I'm not.
When it comes to the hostel cycle pooling system, how you are borrowing a TT bat or a badminton racket with the security by giving the ID card, similar how you will get the cycle. And if you misuse the property, already we have iCollege where we can do all the transactions only. So if you misuse the property, we have a check. So the students can use the property.
One more question to you. You said in the security section, you said awareness programs about Ccash and something with you app. Right. So can I know more about the awareness programs that you're planning? And more importantly, I would like to point out that the With You app is not working right now. It's crashing when you add the contact details. So can you just explain more about that?
When it comes to the Ccash, already we have an women's forum where most of the complaints on health issues of the PG students and women's, not the undergraduate girls. So actually when I talked with women's forum and few girls, they wanted a explicit UG cell in women's forum. But having demarcations again will affect the functionality. So that's why I want to create more awareness about Ccash. The current chairman, Anju Chadda, the chairman of Ccash, Anju Chadda, wanted to create more awareness sessions regarding the Ccash and getting into the people. And the With You app is crashing. I asked the MobOps team to work on it. They said, we will try but we can't guarantee. So once With You app comes again into the picture, we have the GPS coordinate where we will be sending it to the security team. And more about the Ccash. There I am concentrating everything about the safety of girls and other students in the institute.
Hello guys. So as a PG representative, my question to you is that what measures are you going to improve the participation of PG students in various activities throughout the institute? To both.
Yeah, I would like to take this. Currently, I am coming with app IDM app. So, I already have the feedback system in it. Again, I am making a constitutional amendment where report from each and every SAC councillor we will be taking and present it to the SAC. So now we have research legislators, MTech, department legislators and hostel legislators. So we will take the feedback of the research legislators and the department legislator. If the PGs come up very actively to participate in this, definitely we can propose for PG course in Sarang, Shastra, Mishram and all other activities.
I have talked to many PG people about this, that how can we increase PG participation in all these things. So the solution which we came up with, which was like basically come out of the discussion with all these PG people plus the research affairs secretary himself, was that we can have separate call for coordinators for PG people, exclusive call for coordinators. So that way many PG people try to are willing to apply for coordinator post and board post. Another thing which we also discussed was that it's not fair to have same questionnaire for PG people and UG people because they belong to different backgrounds. So there should be a different questionnaire which is more relevant to them. So
my next question to Sri Harsha. You have given that digital screens at Himalaya, Vindhya and near GC. So what groundwork have you done on this and how are you planning to implement this?
Yeah. Each digital screen costs 2.5 lakhs. When it comes to the banners, there will be at least 150 to 200 events throughout the year and each banner costs 1k to 1.5k. Just we are spending 3 lakhs to 4 lakhs just on the...
Access alone. Yeah, right. So it will be coming under different programs and different departments.
Yes.
So how are you planning to make the budget to implement this?
Yes. Already CCW approved for digital screen set in the hostels also. Vindhya and Himalaya are done. When it comes to the GC, I have to talk with administration. Already I proposed this for the Dean students. He is ready to go for it. Where we are reducing the use of banners and posters throughout the institute.
Course review. The DevOps team has already come up with a portal and probably it will be launched in the next 1 week or 10 days. So course review has already been done. And one more thing was you said about SAC counselors mailing agenda to their. I think that is something that comes with the SAC speaker or the SAC itself, and I don't think you have any say over there.
Exactly. I don't have any say on the counselors, but how many of you contacted for redrafting the constitution? Not many people. So I want to get into the people. Already we have feedback portal, the students have to come and complain. But I am getting into the people with the app and with the help of counselors, I am getting into the people. So I am proposing a constitutional amendment where the SAC counselors has to present a report to SAC, not me. And from SAC, it directly goes to the colloquium and other debating platforms. Again, not me. Again, when it comes to the course review, yes, the DevOps team already worked on it, but when it comes to the permissions and launching, me and the next SGS and the next Academic Affairs Secretary will be taking care of all the permissions and the moderation of the course review portal.
So while giving your PPT, you asked people that whether anyone has seen the IITM application or not. So basically you're talking about the IITM application which is on the Play Store.
Yes.
And then you went ahead and talked about WebOps team working on it.
Yes.
Factually incorrect. Because that 2014, September 2014 was the last time when it was updated.
Yes.
And it was done by IAR office and not the WebOps team itself.
Yes.
I know you talked to me about this, you've done groundwork about this, and I specifically mentioned that the previous application cannot be revamped.
Yes.
The source code is not there.
Yes.
So how can you say that you will be revamping the previous application?
The new application is also called IITM app, IITM Students app,
Yes,
which is
yes.
working. Currently, the MobOps team is working
Yes,
on.
it is working on it, but different applications.
Yes, it's a different application. When I took this to the MobOps team, already they are working on it.
On a different application.
On a different application. They can't revamp the IITM app, but they can revamp the IITM Students app, where I am adding the features.
Okay, so your question of asking whether people know about the IITM application or not is moot, right? I mean, if they haven't even seen the students' application, whether you'll be doing something about it or not is irrelevant.
Yes, but we have an official IITM Madras app. We should give the information regarding the activities happening in the institute.
But it is. Last update was February 18th. That was the last update, yes.
February 18th of what event?
What?
Event. it doesn't have the contacts of executive wing members in
Yes,
there.
because the executive wing didn't take it up, that's all. Because the executive wing didn't take it up, that doesn't mean that it's not being updated. Right now, what I'm claiming is that that application cannot be worked upon.
Yes, the current IITM app under IIR team will not be revamped.
It's
The
not
IITM
under the
students-
IIR team, it's the official IIT Madras application. It is run by the media cell.
Okay, yes, and it can't be updated. I mean, it can't be revamped.
Yes.
I am saying about the IITM students app, the current MobOps team working on it. Yeah! It's a different app. Like, just again, I'm not creating a new app.
Can I have a small question? Okay, so like what I got from this conversation is that you are working on the app which is not being launched right now. Which is not launched, MobOps is working right now.
Yes.
So how can you ask people that do you know about that app which is not being launched now?
I asked about IITM app, not IITM students app. IITM app is an official app which should generally give the information about the activities, contacts of the EW members, authorities. Right now, it doesn't give it. But with the app, currently the MobOps team working, I will be adding the features of each and every executive member and the clubs under it. That's how I am connecting to the people.
Purab, my next question is Purab, my next question is to you. You said main switches will be installed outside every hostel room to save electricity. If I remember correctly, it was taken up the year before me, as in it was in Lucy's year. And SNET had come up with this plan, but then engineering unit refused, saying that it would be too costly that to break down the entire wall, change the wiring and put it up, because that will cost them a lot more time than and the better way to go about it is sensitizing students to switch off the lights and fans. So can you tell me why is it again in your manifesto?
Okay. See, like this was the point in my GenSec manifesto also when I was contesting for hostel general secretary. And again the same reason, even I got the same reason that it's very costly, it's very hectic, we don't have money, so we can't do it. So that's why instead of hostel GenSec level, I tried to do it at institute general secretary level, and I've already talked to CCW and chairperson Professor Phillips, and Professor Phillips has agreed to do this because in long term it will be saving a lot of electricity and it will be making our campus a lot more sustainable than it is right now.
My next question to you is, you said tracking of vehicles entering and leaving the campus and speed cameras. So if I remember correctly, the speed cameras, I think they've already purchased one or two, and that is what they are planning to implement, and they are not going to do more about it. If in the talks that I had with CSO, that's what I concluded. And tracking of vehicles, this is something that I also talked to the director, but the director said it'll just be too hectic, and there would not be any point, because if you are doing something similar to this, it would probably lead to harassment. But I'm not quite sure if you've talked to the director or those before you put this manifesto as a point. Can you just
see, it's like tracking may be a little bit misleading, but tracking I mean that keeping record in digital format and not like tracking individually that which vehicle is going where. Okay, and I've talked to Dean students, I've talked to CSO also, and CSO is willing to take this up. So this will be part of his budget, so we don't have to worry about it, and this will be implemented.
Secretary, they said it was too costly to get it done, but when you're putting for institute secretary now, they're saying that the savings will outweigh the cost. What changed in these one and a half years that you are able to put this point in your manifesto? Second, have you yourself done any cost-benefit analysis? Will you have any data to back it when you say that the savings outweigh the cost? And lastly, what about the menace of giving away control of your appliances to somebody else from the outside? Let's say you have a laptop which runs only on the adapter. Somebody comes and turns it out. Do you really want to give off control of your room to somebody else?
Okay. See, as a hostel GenSec, I was restricted to CCW itself. So when I went to CCW this time, again I got the same answer that it's not my job. You can talk to engineering unit. If they agreed, then we can do it. So that's why I went to engineering unit chairperson, Professor Phillips again, and she agreed for this because right now our campus is already moving towards sustainable campus, and sustainability comes at a cost. So therefore they are ready to do this this time. Then coming to your switches that your laptop might be charging and someone will switch it off. So right now this main switch is already implemented for new rooms and new wings and new blocks. So there are always 2-3 switches which does not switch off by that main switches. It's like mainly connected to tube lights, fans, etc.
One thing you said, as a hostel secretary, you were restricted to CCW. That is actually incorrect. You can go to the engineering unit as a hostel secretary. Lots of people have done work through the engineering unit. Can you please explain?
No, I got the direct no from CCW, so I didn't felt the need to go to engineering unit.
To clarify, your hostel, whatever happens in your hostel is between you as a council and your warden. CCW doesn't have any say in this. If warden says and if warden agrees and engineering unit is okay with it, then you can do it. And more importantly, I would like to ask you here, so do you think is it okay to put up switches outside and rather than making students aware of what the mistakes they are doing and correcting themselves or making sure that they turn off and they are sustainable rather than giving this option outside?
See, about the awareness part, it is already being done. We have seen posters talking about save electricity, save water and all. It's just that switches, I have seen every day postal office people roam around the hostel to do a survey. So it's their habit or like they might be trained for this that whenever a room is locked then just switch off the switches. So I guess that's why the main switches will be more important, like it will be saving more electricity.
When Arun had asked you earlier regarding Wi-Fi, so when Arun had asked you earlier, he asked you specifically, there has been delay for 2 years and what other things that you will do to ensure that it will be implemented. You guys said tender is out, so next time it will be done. We are not sure if it will be done by next time also because we were involved in that process. So what are the other initiatives that you are planning to take on the Wi-Fi specific thing? One by one.
Okay, I have talked to Dhiresh about Wi-Fi facility and he said that for the first time there was a progress that they have come up with tender and all. So the work is already being taken up and as a GenSec I'll make sure that the speed which we have got right now that they have started doing it, so we can just keep on pushing again and again so that the work is done as soon as possible.
Just to follow up, that's completely under the administration and delays bureaucracy of administration. There's nothing that SGS or HAS cannot do on this.
We can just push them again and again, that's it. We can just request them because that's what previous secretaries were doing, right? They were just again and again following up on that thing, that's whether it's implemented.
Okay, you didn't answer what is new or what other initiatives that you're planning to take, other than the tender process. Like if you're planning to do anything at all.
Okay. Other than tender process, I mean, push them. We can just follow up. What is the progress, and how far it's done. And we can ask them again and again for date. When this job will be done, so that we can have expected date and we can come up with a timetable that to go back again.
Secretary is following up the work. The tender process was taken up only this year. Last time the idea was a different idea. The tender process was taken up only this year, so it's not a follow-up. That's why he specifically asked what other initiative do you have if the tender process is not working.
I would like to answer this. As per my information, the tender is not out yet, and the professor from Professor Nitin sir, it has been shifted to another faculty, and they are working on the tender still. But if the tender process doesn't complete,
okay, guys, please let me stop.
The next initiative what I am going to take is, first of all, I want to make the common places Wi-Fi. Say Gurunath, Himalaya, and Park. Each industrial grade router costs 30k, having 3 routers 90k, and a controller 35k. So 1 lakh and LAN cables. Within 1.1 lakh, I can get the Wi-Fi within 1 month if I will make this proposal to the administration and make these 3 places only the Wi-Fi zones. I don't want to make the entire institute Wi-Fi. At least I can have Wi-Fi.
Whatever you said is whatever you said right now is what is the tender, is going to be about. And more importantly, it will not just be 1.1 lakhs because there is a lot of encryption that is involved. One of the major issues that we had with implementing Wi-Fi in open spaces was anybody could use it. So that's where we said at least there should be some mechanism wherein people will give their phone numbers, like similar to airports, something like that. That is going to cost you a lot. It will not just be 1.1 lakhs.
So already we have net access system through LDAP. We can use the So through the LDAP, we can control that only students can use it. If the student is sharing this LDAP, then it is his mistake.
No. So like Dheeraj said, encryption is much more than net access itself. That was one of the biggest reasons director was pushing hard to not make it happen till encryption is sorted out. So net access has been there for a long time now, more than a year I think.
Yes.
And the reason they didn't do it because encryption is different from net access. They want to figure out encryption because anyone can figure out your net access user ID password, misuse it in public spaces without any verification. The reason it is there in library right now is because you're still entering with your institute ID card. So just a clarification, encryption is not net access.
Okay. So once we have the inscription, I can buy the free routers with 1.1 lakh. Gymkhana has so many funds and I can push for this. The current proposal was to make the entire institute Wi-Fi, so we went for the tender process. Just to have 3 Wi-Fi zones, we can go ahead directly.
So in your manifesto you have mentioned about business club, right?
Yeah, business
and
club.
activities are very much similar to what ECL is doing right now, what analytics club and what finance club are already doing. Like, what is the purpose of having it in your manifesto in the first place?
Right now, I want to make a synergic platform for the startups and the clubs. Suppose if there is any guy who is doing freelancing, he can go to the clubs where the startups can hire him, and I want to channelize the resources of the ECL to the clubs.
It's already happening under various platforms. Nirman is existing, which does the same thing, and ECL is also taking up a lot of initiatives this time on those things. Like, it's a kind of repetitive thing in your manifesto.
But it will be a synergic platform, right? Right now, is there any synergic platform?
See, the thing is we are doing a collaborative work. There's no necessary for a synergic platform. When they have different visions in the whole, there's no necessary for a synergic platform. The requirement is the collaborative work which is already happening.
The collaboration is having only few clubs. Right now, there is no consultancy club, no marketing club.
Consultancy club will be out in a month. It's been yeah, so you should have asked me whether anyone's working on it. No.
I have took this to the career development team.
Did you pitch it to ECL representatives or me?
Yes, I have pitched it to the ECL head, ECL event course, and the career development team.
Okay, so we just felt it was Purab, one specific question to you from my side. You mentioned about the sponsorship team under SGS, right? So you mentioned the requirement is to scale up the activities and things like that. Why do you think you will need that club in the first place? Because you don't have any restrictions from admin to scale up the activities. So what is the requirement there?
I'll just give you an example which happened last year with the EML team. They tried to get one lecturer, but one speaker, but the condition of that speaker was that he wanted first class air ticket, the business class ticket basically. So Dean didn't agree for that. So they have to pack that speaker. So therefore, it was suggestion on their side that if we could have some alternate funds from other team like Spons, so it would be better. We can conduct it at much larger scale.
You said that the quark hasn't been used for any activities. So do you think? Officially,
I said officially, like they are being used for LTAP activities and various club sections, they are using it right now.
So can you tell me what all activities happened till now in the quark?
There was like a music club uses it, and various LTAP sections they use it.
I don't think Music Club uses it yet.
I've got this from Shreya Sari. She told me like Dramatics or some club in Linsec, they use it.
Dramatics Club have used it till now, and there was an informal gaming session there.
Exactly.
And yeah, so another question is additional buses will fly during peak hours. So what groundwork have you done, and what do you know what the status is right now? How many buses will fly during peak hours, and what is the initiative being taken by the current executive to increase the frequency of the buses, and how different is your point here? Because I guess it's already being implemented, it's already on the process.
See, like currently, like the buses are like, suppose we consider the interval of 7:45 to 8 AM as peak hour. So currently the system is that we get one bus at 7:45, we get one at 7:50, we get one at 8 AM, right? But still the system is not working. So therefore my proposal is that instead of having two buses, one at 7:45 and one at 7:55, let's have it together from Jamuna. Then they'll go to PT department together, like following normal route. Then from PT department, one will again follow the normal route, which is going to Velachari Gate, GC and Main Gate. Other will come back to Jamuna via GC. So that way will be in that 15 minutes interval. Right now there was two buses. One is 7:45, one is at 7:50. Using this like optimizing route, we'll be having three buses, two at 7:45 and one at 7:55.
I think you are not aware of what is happening right now. So along with the discussion what we are having with the dean, from 7:45 to 8:05 there will be buses with a 5-minute interval. One will fly from Jamuna to Sports Complex, Velacheri back to Jamuna itself. The other will fly from Velacheri, KB, Vadavani back to Velacheri, and there will be buses at the interval of 5 minutes each. So this has already been in discussion and it's going to get implemented. Like again, changing something over this, putting two buses at 7:45, changing one, increasing one at 7:50 is something we'll have to work out, and we'll have to have a discussion with the dean because it's already getting implemented. This system will work perfectly.
Guys, we'll have audience questions here, so please raise your hand.
My question is to both of you. What do you think about the current security system in the institute? You have mentioned that you will have a tracking system, but that doesn't make sure that whether the people who are entering is authentic or not. So what is that system you are bringing in so that only authentic people can enter into the institute? Because we have seen a lot of thefts. Even in OAT meals, we see a lot of random outside people coming and watching it. So what is that system you are going to bring?
With the online gate pass system, I am coming up, it will happen in 3 stages. First stage, we will take a pilot project and we will digitize the one security gate where we will have all the data. Suppose a visitor want to enter into the item address, he has to give these details and the details of the visitor whom he is going to meet. And the next stage will be, we will be digitizing all the gates. So the third stage, we will have an internet portal through which we will send all the details of the visitor who is coming. It is already implemented in IIT Bombay and other IISCs and DRDOs. So it is possible.
That is one is digitalization. Well, first we need the data of all the people entering in our campus so that we can analyze that why people are coming and at what time and when they are coming and at what time they are leaving. So first we need this data in a more efficient way, more accurate way so that we can analyze it and we can come up with solution efficiently. Right now we don't have any possible data. Apart from that, for increasing security, I have proposed many more initiatives like strict background check for security guards. Because right now we have experienced that security guards are very lenient at entrances. So coming up with strict background check with a good, better quality of security guards, it will serve the purpose. Then third is installation of CCTV cameras.
Okay, first I will ask you itself. Suprit asked one question on security. The same I'm asking. You said that the security guards are not are very lenient. What the initiative you have taken all the 4 years, 3 years you are staying in the campus. Now you're contesting for this general secretary. You said that you will be doing next 1 year. So what is your initiative in this last 3 years?
About leniency?
Yes.
Okay. See,
what kind of initiative you have taken?
Okay, again I will go to one thing which happened in my GenSec tenure. Like initially when we become hostel GenSec, so every hostel is supposed to have 3 security guards who are supposed to be permanent, like so that they can know what all people are entering and they have some rough idea who all people are from this hostel. But within 2 weeks, I was getting regularly there were different faces for security guards. So that time I've already complained to CSO and I made that the system that we need 3 permanent security guards. So that was one of the initiatives which I took to remove that leniency part. Second thing, I have talked to CSO about this. One rule which I came across which I wasn't aware of as a student was that security guards are supposed to check iCard for every people who are leaving the campus with cycle from any of the gates, which is right now not being followed in any of the gates. So I've talked to CSO and I've complained this to CSO and he'll be asking them to be more strict with this rule.
Okay. You are saying that you want 3 permanent security guards. Why they are not giving 3 permanent security guards for the hostel or anywhere else? Why they are not giving permanent staff?
No, in every hostel there were 3 permanent security guards, in 3 shifts.
Every month. Why do they do that?
They are not supposed to change it. There are supposed to be 3 guards for complete semester.
Can I comment on it?
Yes.
Yeah, according to the tender for securities recruitization, the permanent thing is not mentioned. They have to change. It is the tender document says it.
Okay, next coming to you. You the question. You have kept on telling that. You kept on telling that the security, you want to make an authenticator system. Now you yourself not interested to show your ID card at the libraries, and you want to get in, and wherever in the security gates, institute gates, you don't want to show your ID cards. How can you say that authentication is needed? And many of your friends of us will come at last minute, and how can you say that the authentication is very important in the last minute?
Okay, till now it didn't happen, but I am ensuring that it will happen. That's why I am bringing the digital system, where it is at the cost of students' freedom, but the security is very important to us.
So then every time you want only technology, you want to use it, but you don't want the people to take care of you, security people.
Okay, when it comes to my work ethics, you can talk to the Alaknanda people, where I ensured in my tenure as a general secretary, I talked with the warden and allowed other hostel students, especially the girl students, into the hostel after checking the ID card. So as a general secretary, when it comes to the entire institute, I am depending on the technology to have it.
Issue in mind. So essentially the problem is that all these security guards are lenient by default. That is a mindset. Similarly, we have issues with how we enforce drug consumption, smoking, etc. on campus as well. So what's your stance on this? How do you think you can improve the system? So this question is essentially about leniency in the enforcement measures. Even if you bring in a new, a whole new ID checking mechanism, it all boils down to whether they're going to implement it or not. So it's a 2-part question. One is on how you're going to force implementation, what's your stance on smoking and drug consumption.
When it came to the anti-smoking policy, Aditya Bharadwaj initiated it, but the administration took only half of the sessions and left the half of the sessions. When I became the SGS, already there is a vigilance committee in the hostel zone. So it is the wardens right now who are in the vigilance committee. I want to get assistant wardens also into the it, so that assistant warden will stay in the hostel. They can make more vigorous checks. That's how I want to curb these things.
Sit down. Please sit down.
Okay, so in addition to what Sri Harsha said, one more suggestion which I got from many people when discussing this issue kinds of activities. So I've got this feedback that like many of the punishments which are given, they are very lenient. Like it's not making any difference in students' life. They are not improvising on it.
So why do you think those things are lenient? The reason that HDC punishments are lenient is because they don't want to screw over the students who've been caught. When there are a lot of students who are actually doing it. So the question is more of a systemic, it's more systemic nature. How do you plan to make it more efficient? You're just stating something that's already there.
Okay, as he said, like assistant models will be there for checking. Then hostel disciplinary committee, they have to come, like they have some strict punishment so that students have that fear that if they are caught, then they may be served like punished strictly.
Can I comment on it? Can I comment on it?
So essentially you're saying that you'll strengthen the HDC norms. So essentially you're saying you'll strengthen HDC norms, it will be a stringent punishment.
Yeah, one is that, and second is creating awareness, obviously like running campaign and all.
Can I comment on it? Yeah, the current HDC norms are proposed by the SAC. So I don't want to comment on the SAC functionality. When it comes to the functionality of curbing these activities, I want to create awareness in the students and vigorous checks of the assistant wardens. Rather than enforcing strict HDC measures which is going to affect the student life, I want to have more checks from the administration, sir.
AC is not working here from 27 November, I mean from that EML. Basically, even acoustics are cupping very badly in SAC. So what are the measures from both the aspiring candidates? Because there are many big EMLs coming in near future. So what are you going, how are you going to address the acoustic system and also the voice here? I mean,
See, about this acoustic system, I tried to find out what was going on. So basically, our professor from Nevada department, he was trying to improvise on the system. Like it's related to some waves or something. I didn't want to get into technicality. So what I have suggested was that there is a Vivekananda Stadium which is like just like SAC but way more bigger. So we can always adopt the technology from there.
Because there is an already proposal for renovation of SAC. So I don't want to comment on it. When it comes to the AC, the pipe outside the SAC, which is around the SAC, got burst. That's why the AC is not working. It will take 1 more month to have AC in the SAC. When it comes to the acoustics, the proposal has to come into action.
Guidelines in the institute. So what is your take, because SGS is the secretary which is involved with the independent student bodies and lot of clashes has been happening among the independent student body and we have received the complaint in the SAC also regarding that. So what is your take as a student general secretary, because you haven't addressed that issue of independent student bodies in your manifesto at all?
Yes, in my manifesto I didn't address it, but I have already told that I will be taking an undertaking from each and every independent student body when they organize an activity. So when they violate those undertakings, then they can be called for disqualification.
It was already raised, like we all know like which independent body was claimed. So SAC is already working on it. I'll wait for first the reports to come out because they have already set a committee who will be looking into this matter, and then we can actually comment that what we should do and what we shouldn't.